Hi guys, my name is Daryl, and today I want to show you a very special video. This is something that it's been a dream of mine to do, and but before I can tell you and show you the video, we have to go back to 1983 where it all began. And it was a beautiful sunny day. It was a Sunday, and back then, when I was a kid, when it was a sunny day, you would never be inside. You know, it was always, you'd play outside with the neighborhood kids or pick up basketball, baseball, football games. And the only time you'd ever come in was if it was raining or if it was nighttime. So we didn't have all the computers and the iPhones and all that stuff to distract us. We found our fun outside, and it was great. But this particular Sunday, I had the urge to watch television. It was like, I don't know why. But anyways, I remember turning the television on, and it was the Wide World of Sports. And that was a show back then that was on every Sunday afternoon, and it was a show that highlighted all the kind of interesting, unique sports around the world. And once I turned the television on, it came right on to the part. It was the Mr. Olympia, 1983 Mr. Olympia. And I had no idea what that even meant, Mr. Olympia. But I turned the television on, and it was at the moment where Frank Zane was getting introduced and doing his routine. So it was, I just remember he gets introduced, and he puts his hands up like this, and it was like a silhouette. So there's a big screen in front of him, but you could see his silhouette, and his arms went up like this, and he looked like a Greek god right from the start. And then the screen goes up, and he walks down the stairs and gets on stage, and then the music starts, and he goes into his routine. But the beginning of his routine, he goes into the David pose, where it's, that, I guess it's like this, where the famous Michelangelo's David pose, and from that moment he goes into his routine, and it was that experience that when I was watching him pose that really it was breathtaking. I was like, this is incredible. I'd never seen anything like it, where the human body could be so developed. The first time I ever saw a live telecast of a bodybuilding contest, and especially with Frank Zane doing his thing, and it was just amazing. I had seen pictures in the books and magazines, but it wasn't the same. Once you saw the artistry and the way it all tied in with the music and everything, it was just a beautiful presentation of definition, and muscular symmetry, and aesthetics, and it was kinetic art. So I realized there was, bodybuilding is a combination of art and science, and then you present it like you're presenting your sculpture, and that's what I saw with Frank. And I was watching that routine, and I was just blown away. I was like, this is incredible how, all that work and discipline can create this incredible masterpiece. And so it was at that moment that really kind of sparked my interest in bodybuilding. And before that, I was always into baseball and sports, and I always trained with weights just to kind of help with my sports, and especially with baseball. And I got faster, stronger, and my ability of baseball got much better. So when I got into high school, I continued with baseball, but in the back of my mind, I always had this passion for bodybuilding. I always wanted to figure a way so that I could look like that, the way Frank looked on that stage. And I was like, this is my passion and my obsession. And so I kind of drifted away from baseball and got more into bodybuilding. And then when I got into college, I met up with Ron Kozloff, and then he introduced me to Vince Gironda, and that's kind of how I got all connected with that. And that's a whole nother video. And so maybe I'll do that next time. But I just wanted to do this video to kind of tell you of where it all began for me. And it was that moment in time when I saw Frank Zane doing his routine that really sparked the interest in bodybuilding for me. So I always wanted to see if I could ever meet up with Frank, because I always just wanted to say thank you. I always say thank you to everybody who's inspired me or influenced me in my life. And I've had great opportunities over the past years to be able to finally connect with some of these legends and some of my idols. Some of them had passed away, but then some that were still alive, I was able to connect, and just to thank them for influencing me and inspiring me to be a better person and to be more educated in bodybuilding or whatever it is. And I had the opportunity last year to meet Frank Zane, and so I flew out with my son, and we flew out to San Diego, and we met with him, and I spent the day with him, and it was just incredible. It was like, a dream come true for me. He's one of all-time bodybuilding idols. And not only that, but to be able to meet him face to face and to shake his hand and to thank him for, you know, inspiring me so much to change the trajectory of my career and my life and everything in terms of bodybuilding. And it's just, you know, if I never turned the television on that day, I don't know if I would even be here doing this video. I don't know if I would be doing bodybuilding or fitness or whatever. It was that moment that kind of sparked something in me that wanted me to pursue some type of a career in fitness and bodybuilding. I had no idea at the time that if there was even a career in it, or if there was anything that you could do with it. But I just knew that I wanted to be a part of it somehow. And by thanking Frank face to face, it's kind of like, you know, it's like the complete cycle, you know, and it's just really cool to be able to meet somebody who's influenced you so much, and especially a legend like Frank Zane, and to be able to go to his house and to have him train me, as well as give me advice on nutrition, and to hear his stories about the Mr. Olympias and his relationships with all the famous bodybuilders of the time, and how his relationship with Vince was, and so on. And it was just a great experience for me, as well as even my son. He didn't know a whole lot about Frank, but now he does. And you know, he has a tremendous respect for Frank as well. And it was just so nice that Frank took us both in, and you know, he was very gracious and very, you know, very professional. And it was just a great opportunity to be able to share with my son, and something I'll always remember and never forget. And this is just a little bit of a synopsis of that. And these are the highlights of that day. And so I hope you enjoy this. It's something that, you know, we're not professional videographers, and so it's not the greatest quality, but you kind of get the idea. My son he did the best he could. And this is the video, guys, and I hope you enjoy it. And again, this means a lot to me, and it's just something that I'll always remember for as long as I live. And here it is.
Turn off Los Flores Canyon. Take the Pacific Coast Highway and go down the mountain, we go to Los Flores Canyon. Once all the way to the top.
Oh, cool.
I haven't been there in a long time. My poster I have now.
Yeah, I mean, that was at the end of your routine, and it just blew me away. I was like,
that's a great shot.
Your abdominal just kind of disappeared. I was like, that's amazing. How you did?
That's a fantastic shot.
I've never seen anyone else ever do that. I mean, people have come close, but nothing like yours. It's the best vacuum I've ever seen.
There were only two that did it. Bill Pearl did it. It was pretty good.
Was he as good?
And Mike Menzer did it too.
Mike Menzer did it. He seems like he was so big he couldn't.
Well, he could suck his gut in.
Yeah. But just, how many magazine covers were you on?
I don't know. A lot. Nothing recent. Actually, there is something recent. Supply and demand. There's tons of guys who would want to do this. So they don't have to pay. They never paid anybody for that.
Oh,
Haggle with some. I never even knew they were doing this, but look at this.
That's so cool.
Look at this.
And they got pictures of you in there and everything.
Yeah, I have like a. I mean, these photos are all over the place now. You know, there's no kind of proprietary.
Oh, so you don't have like copyrights on them? Like if people can take them off the internet and just put them in a book and they don't have to contact you?
Nope, they don't.
Oh man, my whole perception was like, I thought once you guys made it on the magazine that they would give you royalty. You've done a lot. This is that same place, the Rock.
Where?
This area here, at the same.
That is, yeah, that one is.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
It's really good.
So you lean into it.
That's it.
That's fantastic.
It's pretty good.
So you use it more for that than for the actual pole?
I do.
That's fantastic.
Push it all the way out, really.
Keep the elbows out here?
It doesn't matter, keep them out is better. There you go. It's when you lock out you feel it the most.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
That's excellent. Wow, that's awesome.
So a lot of little exercises like this that I just experiment with them and find them. Like this is a great one for triceps, and so is this one. These two, probably pretty much all you need.
You just totally made this up. This is cool. That's great because you don't need anyone to really spot you.
No,
You can
you
just
do
do
it
it.
yourself.
That's awesome.
You know, I got the idea from Gold's Gym one.
So how'd you come up with this? Just like,
I just look at it and then I figure it out. You know, machines are good for a lot more. Can be used for a lot more purposes than one.
that's really good too.
It's a good grip.
Yeah. I've never seen anything like it. And I saw your video, I was like,
Now,
that's...
see, the other thing I do, notice what the waist stack has on it. It has rubber cable attached to it.
You do that for all your machines?
Wherever I have a weight stack, I do it. I gotta get some more cables, the green ones I like.
That's really smooth.
See, right toward the end, you get the cable.
That's awesome. That,
So try that in your gym. Get
Yeah.
some of these cables. They're called Bodylastic.
body elastic?
Bodyelastics.com. They have a website. I'd get a bunch of green ones. They have hooks on the end. You see how the hooks are, and then you just clamp it around your weight stack.
Yeah, that's good.
And find a way to attach it so it's part of the weight training exercise, because then you get double resistance. You get resistance due to gravity from the weight, and you get resistance due to the elasticity from the cable stretching. It makes the exercise
Yeah.
twice as good.
Yeah, something that simple, that's all so cool. I never thought about doing
You
that.
know, the cables don't hurt you, it's the weight stack will injure you, but not the cable.
That's awesome, then you can vary the resistance, you can add more bands if you want to.
You could, more bands and more weight.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Why don't you take some pictures of this and have a welder make you the harness?
That'd be great, because
Yeah,
this is phenomenal. 'Cause-
all you need is the harness.
Oh man, it feels so good on my leg, on my knee.
There's your squatting.
I haven't been able to do that in a year. That's fantastic. Oh man, it's awesome.
Good. Okay, wrap it up. Take some photos.
You got some great stuff here too.
Don't say that.
Now Frank, what does this do? This handle.
I could put it down there, be even stronger. Turn them out, turn them out. That's it,
Wow, this is awesome.
all the way back.
Oh man, right there. How's that stretch right there?
Good.
Right through.
It's not hard on your knee, is it?
No, it just feels great. See, I haven't been able to get into that kind of
See, all this stuff is therapeutic that I
Oh,
have.
man,
It's
right
hard to
there.
hurt yourself.
Ooh, I feel like it just releases it. It's amazing. Wow. Yeah. See, when I got in my ski accident, I hit a hole and my leg came in like this. It snapped. And my patella ended up in my corner.
So you'll never do that again, huh?
No. But this feels so good for it. My goodness. Oh, wow. That's awesome. This is great. Is this a AF?
Advanced Free Weight Systems was a company in Redlands, California, which is near Riverside.
So just to get you back up.
Yeah. And you can use a pole, broomstick,
So stuff like this, you would do 1,000 reps.
100 at a time.
100 reps.
Mhm.
Yeah. Now, would you do this separately on, like maybe later on during the day after your workout, or?
Now, I
would you
do this as part of my ab routine.
You would.
I do maybe leg raises, crunches, and this.
Okay. And then,
Something for upper, something for lower, and something for the sides.
now would it be at the end of your workout?
Usually,
Okay.
except on leg day, it would be at the beginning of my workout.
Oh, okay. So you were just thinking of the four corners. You weren't necessarily going to the corners like this.
No, I was
So you
visualizing.
were visualizing the
In
corners.
my mind's eye, I mean, I could see them, and then I could actually be there and look at myself down.
So you went to
Doing
almost like a hypnotic
It
trance.
was
type of
hypnotic, yeah.
And then you would do abs for sometimes 2 hours?
Yeah.
Wow. Just doing that same movement, but totally focusing in your meditation.
I did it, I remember, I would do it for half an hour. You know.
Wow.
And then I said, well, I think I can go longer. So next day I did an hour. Then the next day I did an hour and a half. Then I did 2 hours. Then I did 2.5 hours. I thought, I could probably just keep going, so why bother?
So now were your abs sore the next day, or you got
My lower back was sore.
your lower back? Okay. Wow.
Anything is possible.
Yeah.
Especially if you're young. And when I was young, I did a lot of crazy things, and I usually succeeded. Whereas now, I think about I won't do that because you know I could get injured now doing crazy stuff. I had no reason to do it. I just want to be able to keep moving and work out as much as I can, but not to any great extent. And I love walking my dogs at the lake we go to, Lake Cholas.
Yeah.
Lake Cholas. Yeah. It's about 5 miles from here. Beautiful lake. You're just driving on Interstate 94, and then you turn off to what is it? College Grove Way. And you go up, and then you go right, and then there's the road, and you're right there, and there's this big lake. It's just beautiful.
Beautiful.
A lot of cars there too. A lot of people walk their dogs there.
Now, do you ever do power walking?
I don't walk that fast.
Okay.
Stevie thing. I don't
Yeah.
walk fast. I like to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Keep up with my dog anyway. My wife walks faster than me. She's in great shape.
You guys,
Glad I married somebody younger.
how much younger?
6 years.
6 years, all right. Yeah. Now that machine behind you, man, that's a great one.
Weights down. I'll make it right for you.
Yeah.
Oh, it's pretty light. It's about 40 pounds.
I can't even, that's how bad my leg is. I can do both legs.
Yeah, do both legs.
That feels good too. It's
A
like,
machine like this will do you a lot of good. Build up your knee. This is how you do it, not by avoiding it.
come back. That's right. Yes, I
Good.
just can't do it. That's how weak it is. But yeah, that's a great machine. So 187. And then
What do you think you weigh for your show?
probably get down like 178, 176.
Yeah, a good 10 pounds. Waist.
Yeah, yeah.
And, your chest is good. You don't have any fat right here on the pecs, for example. You should work your legs more, a lot of leg extension.
On with them or do?
No, you just lie there.
Just lie there and just let it
Lie there and let it gradually turn up the intensity so that it's really grabbing.
Okay.
I used to do stuff like that, it's like an extra thing. I was doing everything possible, and then I would add that to it, and I would just go over the top of the whole thing.
I see. Okay.
So
Now, what about cardio? Would you do